That much of a difference.
What is up, guys? Welcome to the Bazamboozlers. I am Sparce, but you can call me Sparcy. Today I'll be showing you 8 advanced crypto tips that every crypto player should know. If you guys were wondering, by no means do I consider myself a professional Apex player, but I just think I play crypto a little too much, and I really want to share all my knowledge with you guys. Oh, and one more thing before we start. I won't be going over the basics of Crypto's kit, because this is an advanced guide, and I expect you know what he does and why you would use him. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy. Without further ado, let's get into it. First tip, drone usage. The first thing all good crypto players should know is how to use their drone. One thing I see a lot of people do is linger in front of their drone for way too long. This is not okay, because unless you tell your team to stay with you, they're going to run off, and you're probably going to die. Because being separated is never a good thing in a game like Apex Legends that's focused around team coordination. I believe that the drone doesn't need to be used as much as people think, especially if you just want to scan some people. Sure, it's helpful, but I would only use it if your team will stay with you and, not run away and get you killed. And when I do use the drone, I usually try to make it as brief as possible and not use it for a while and let my team, linger off. The main purpose of using the drone, other than the EMP or in ranked, which I will get to those tips later, are scanning and scouting out the area. Alright, time for our next tip, banner scanning. Banner scanning is one of the most important things a good crypto can do. If you don't know what banner scanning is, basically, if you look at a banner whilst you're in your drone, you can see how many enemy squads are near you in a 200-meter radius. What I like to do is land, get some loot, get settled, maybe finish a fight, get some kills. Then, when everything is safe, I find a nice little hiding spot, quickly go into my drone, look at the banner, then exit out of my drone. If I'm communicating to my team, I'll tell them how many squads are in the area. But if it's just randoms, I probably just keep it to myself. But yeah, don't ever stay in your drone for too long when you're trying to look at people's banners, because like it goes with pretty much everything else with crypto's drone. You can't stay in it for too long or else your team's gonna go away. But anyways, this tip is so important because it lets you know if your team is in danger or not. By the way, this tip's also great to use during mid to late game rotations. For example, if you were going Harvester and you're coming from Capital City or Fragment, you could scan the banners just to see how many people are in Capital City or not Capital City Harvester, and you'd be good to go if there was no one there. If there were people there, you could alert your team and they might proceed with more caution. Alright, next thing, good drone placements. Next up, we have some great drone placements that I'm going to tell you. The reason I have this on the list, you may be wondering, is because it's so easy for someone to shoot down your drone. Because you have to remember that your drone only has 30 health. It's a bit hard to describe some of these placements, but I'll try my best. One surprisingly great drone placement can actually be on the ground. This may seem a little weird, but if you put your drone on the ground and look up at the sky, it can act like a proximity mine. When someone gets near it, they get scanned. Most people won't know where the drone is, and by the time they do figure out where it is, your team will either be pushing or you would have recalled it. People like to place their drones high in the sky, and while this may seem totally fine, you must remember, here's another important tip, that crypto's drone is only able to scan enemies from 30 meters away from the ground. You can see how far your drone is from the ground by looking at the ground while in the drone and seeing the number displayed under the crosshair. Another good placement for the drone can be in small hallways, corners, basically anything that's not directly out in the open, or else people are bound to shoot the drone. I really don't like it when people shoot my drone. The cooldown time is just way too long, and you guys definitely should be aware of this. Alright, next thing, alt usage, or EMP usage. First thing I want to say here is that it's okay to hurt yourself using the EMP. A lot of people are scared of EMPing, and if let's say they're in a building with another team that's also there with them, it's okay to use the EMP to stun yourself because your teammates don't get stunned or damaged. So your teammates can push while the other team is trying to heal up. And that's another point I want to make. Don't EMP people that are miles away from you, because they're just going to heal up and it'll just be like an ultimate wasted. What I like to do is start the EMP before my drone scans it, so that it's almost like a sneak attack and they don't expect it coming. And that's going to be it for tip number 4. Let's go on to tip number 5. Drone recalling. This one is really simple, and if you think your drone is going to be shot at, or you've had it out for way too long, recall it. I always check to see if my drone is out before I push a team, and if it is, I immediately recall it. Also, if you're in the drone and people are shooting at it, just recall it. It's not worth the risk of having that painfully long recharge time, as I mentioned earlier. Remember that your drone has 30 health, so it is extremely fragile. It also doesn't take storm damage, so you can basically just keep it in the storm the whole time, which I think is a pretty good tip to know. Alright, tip number 6. Ranked games. Believe it or not, Crypto is actually one of the easiest legends in the entire game to gain points in ranked, because of this one insane tip. Scanning the enemies. When you scan someone with your drone and they die to your teammates, it's an automatic assist even if you did no damage whatsoever. It still counts. If you can learn to abuse this trick, you can get 5 assists with ease. Ranked is the exception to not going in your drone too much. Whenever a fight is going on in ranked, I always try to get my drone out and scan. Of course, I don't stay in it for too long if I'm in the middle of a fight, or if it risks my team getting killed. It's clearly a big no-no. But I definitely do try to use the scan a lot more in ranked than usual, because it really does help out. Tip number 7. Team coordination is key to maximizing success. I think you get the point by just seeing the title of this. When in a pre-made squad, Crypto can make important call-outs, like how many teams are in the area by banner scanning, and you can also tell them if you want to stay near, or if you're trying to scout out an area, or, even more importantly, to push a team when EMPing. Of course, it's always better to work with a pre-made squad when in Apex, but Crypto especially needs team coordination to up his potential, and only when you have mastered these great tips, including the most important one, which is the one I just went over, team coordination, you will finally find out how viable and great Crypto really is. And I think that's gonna... Oh wait. I forgot the 8th tip. Thanks for reminding me, guys. Tip number 8. Skins. There is one skin in this game that is so beautiful and so amazing that you can almost guarantee this success. This skin is called the Hype Beast. Like this anonymous poet puts it, Hype Beast skin equals easy wins. Alright, I'm just kidding. Skins don't matter. But if you do have the Hype Beast skin or any legendary skin, your teammates and enemies will think you're a baller if you have this. Well, that's gonna be it for this video. It took quite a while to make. I have so many things to talk about that I just didn't have time to fit in. I'm hoping you learned at least one thing about Crypto that will help you out on your great journey. Good luck, fellow Hype Beast. Cryptos, and peace out. This is Sparce.